Hi there. My controller disconnected because I left it idling for too long. Hi there, Kira. Now the tether is over there. I have to get to it. Because as I said last time, I wanted to begin today's stream with a rematch against Susanamo. That's a side mission I couldn't clear before. So there's this quest from Konlon, one of the quests that asks you to solve Susanamo the hero, and that's another side mission. So that's one side mission telling you to complete another, and both of them give you rewards, so it's basically double the reward for clearing them. Hi there, knight. Yeah, but I wonder if the game is going to have any more major revelations to throw at me. But has been there, it has been confusing enough. So let me head to the factory arena. Actually, is this one in the past? Oh no, this is the right one. Oh, Yuki is not rideable anymore. I've looked at Susanamon's wiki page and both of his special skills, which should be the most dangerous, are physical attacks. So all things I should work with the two defense attachments, and now I should be able to teach in hate charge. Also, his AoE special skill actually ignores type weaknesses. So having a party of data types is not going to help in that aspect, but at least I can still deal double damage to him because of the advantage. And because it's mostly physical attacks, I should be trying to bring tankier, like physically tankier data types, which I don't have many of. All of these are more spellcasters. Yeah, I'm realizing I think Altensa is pretty much my only physical data Digimon. Oh, actually, there's Kaelion, who really knows a data type, even though he's the geographer of a vaccine with a virus. Still need to meet the data of time Chronomon. Yeah, we'll have a lot of questions to ask him. Also, Carmilla needs to cycle because she's hit her level cap once again. Hopefully I can still get some use out of her, even this late into the game. So I'll let her level up by bit as a Gizmo, then evolve here again. That should increase her level cap. Now what does Mirage Galgamon have for a moveset? He is a physical fighter. Too bad I'm out of fodder to help level him up. And Magna Garurumon also needs to cycle, his level cap is surprisingly low. Why did he make early time so early? You mean like when the sun rises? That depends of the time of the year. Either it's a data type, but also a spellcaster. I'm just a bit surprised by how low on average the defense my data types is. I can get some defense attachments in the Tether. I didn't mean to talk to you. First, I'll see if I have any more gems to sell. But I forgot in which menu they show up. Oh, here. And I can get some defense attachments. And I think Iron should have an attack one as well. As for his moveset, I think these two are plenty enough for attacks. Oh, I've got to reflect skills now. I can give one to one of my more vulnerable Digimon. Dynasm, I forgot which that one is. Oh, it's one of the components for Examon. Oh, I know the pink one is Justimon. With her high intelligence, Tamamo could use a couple healing skills. And I'll give her 2 defense attachments so she can survive a bit more. So this can be the main lineup. And for the final slot, I could bring a free type if I had one leveled up. Base Mech only has one special skill. And weirdly, he doesn't have a one of water. Which one? Yeah, that's the word from Wizardmon, Medieval Galactomon, and I think Medusamon as well. So combined with the level ups, I think this should be enough. And I stocked up on revival items, I forgot to check that. No, I could use some more. Assim, the Digimon lists for this game, 80% of Digimon are like our virus. Now, they're all thematically similar, so if you like just demonic or evil looking designs in general, just say given you prefer the virus type. Digimon games have the opposite problem of what I usually have in these sort of monster taming games. Or just games where you have a lot of options for your party members. Is that despite the variety, I usually struggle to make a full party of monsters or characters I really like. While in Digimon, there's too many that I really like. More than I can usually make use of in a single playthrough. This was to never fight Susunomo. No, it wasn't. But I have to reload anyway because I forgot to give a hate charge to Altinstar. Sorry. A bunch of them are machine cyborgs. I think Data type has a lot of machines as well. Like, I think Data has more machines and Vaccine has more cyborgs. Wait, do I not have hate charge? I could swear that when I looked at my inventory, like the selling option in the shop... Oh, never mind, it's because it's in this menu. It has the arrow pointing up icon, so I thought it would be here. That's why I couldn't find it before. Wait, so what? Oh, do I have to speak to him directly? Now I have the option to challenge him. See what element is still weak against? I forgot to check that. It's Surf and Digimon doesn't have a form with a nerf attack. His physical counter should help at least. Hey, yo, just spend hate charge. Let's see Pendragon's glory. Is that an orbital strike? And like I said, I think that attack he just still ignores type weaknesses, so that's why it deals so much damage. Digimon can stick to healing. If he buffs himself, Tamamo can remove it. But I have to hope he keeps choosing single target attacks. Now let's see Dragonic Impact, that's very expensive. It also nullifies type disadvantages. Oh, that's another... looks like another orbital attack. It's just that the Syndicate's a bit too early. It doesn't show him crashing to the planet. Whenever I get to my cross starts out inside, should get tanker. Too bad he needs to resist electricity because this deals less than 200% damage. And if I keep using this one, my SP will run out too quickly on Devastator. I mean Gaelion. I thought Devastator because that one used to be a Shoutmon, so another red dragon. Should have given him another physical attack. Not that attack again, at least I'm holding up. Nice. X-Files thing either get cooler looking or fancier. You mean like fan servicer? That may be why they aren't in games often. I'm not sure. I think I'd say it's more that the games rarely meddle with forms that are outside of regular evolution. For example, this game has some Digimon from Frontier. That's like, what are their evolutions called again? It's something about the human spirit. I think they have never been in a game before as well. Oh, hybrids. I haven't seen too many X farms because, again, they haven't showed up in games, and most of my interaction with Digimon has been through games. I'm not a huge fan of the ones I've seen because, to my taste, I think they're a bit too, like, spiky looking. Now it's gonna get tougher. So if Agumon doesn't need to heal, I'll have him use his counter, so he doesn't take any damage. I think everything Susanoo has is physical. Guy is already out of SP. At least I have a lot of capsules. You've made a minor grammar mistake. Oh, his counter is still up. It looks like this is another fight where if you have a physical counter, you can make your Digimon immortal. Because the boss doesn't seem to have any magical attack. Actually, Gaelion used to have earth attacks, right? They would make a lot of difference in this fight. At Captain. Let's clear this defense debuff, because we're about to get it 3 times in a row. Digimon hasn't felt that. So I'm in trouble if whenever he decides to start skill 2 times in a row. The Royal Knights are based on the round table? They probably are. It's just so Gaelion doesn't die. It almost one-shots Laurentia with a defense buff. Also, Bismarck has this buff on him. Oh, it's guarding. Was about to say it looked like a counter, which I hadn't activated. So to give Tamamo the chance to defend, I'll use a Knighton to kill her HP. Good thing I did. But I am focusing too much on just surviving without dealing damage to him. I guess the strategy is just stall him with defensive moves until you get to cross arts and then you go on the offensive again. Because the buffs from cross arts will cover your defenses. How destructive will it be this time? Oh, it killed out this time. Oh, foul people. Oh, Tamamos intelligence is high enough that her revival brings you back at full health. Nice. Don't do this again. Okay, that's not so bad. Oh, Laurentia's aura is quite a bit weaker than I hoped it would be. How will he ride the rails now? Funnily enough, the field guide lore bit for the regular Locomon, so the previous evolution to this one, talks about how some of them will intentionally go off the rails to like seek a greater purpose. I think I'm retreating Tamamos so she doesn't die from the upcoming onslaught. This time I'm not getting wiped again right at the end. I can check their entries after this fight. Good thing I replaced these two. Just don't use Amano Habakira again. Now that we have the cross arts buffs again, we should be safe. But I will have to do something about Gaelon's SP consumption. I could try to fish for the passive that gives in a discount, but it's depending on RNG, so it's pretty difficult to get. Can I finish enough? Maybe out in second note. I don't think I've seen his special skill yet. Eu wish Bargramon was in this game. I think it's a screenshot of Crosswires I'm looking at. For some reason, almost anytime I look up the name of a Digimon on Google, the first result is like a page from the Digimon wiki. And the first preview image is of Geckomon, the main character from Beat Break. So I'm always confused by what I see at first. Okay, só pintar tudo finishing off, but this should. Nice. Now I talk to him again. He was the Emperor of Digimon like Justin? Or was he part of a group too? Oh, the reward for this should be pretty good. Orange 0.5, I'm actually not sure what that does. And you don't even have to report to back to. Oh, we do have it. So that will clear another side quest. And before I forgot, let me find the Locomo's field guide. So the relevant bit... that there are times though when the older model Locomo has run off the rails in its pursuit of ever greater speeds. And although its movement is confined to the tracks, there are occasions when it's generated drifts in space-time by continuously running in loops. How fast do these things go? What does the guide for the other one say? I never looked at it. Polish, that's strong and extremely competitive. Ground Locomon also possesses immense power. And anything it runs into is reduced to smithereens. Generates on track like Kieran said before, allowing to travel wherever it wishes. I don't know about you, but I can't tell this is supposed to be a train from its sprite. It kinda looks like a hermit crab, kinda like Shalmo. This one looks more like a train. Oh, this triggered another the flag for King Draco's quest. And we can infer from this that the Omega Moon that helps you at the very beginning is the same Omega Moon that is to become, right? So King Draco was helping me in the start. Find her lost children. And gave the Digimon is sent the ability to turn human. You can't always tell. That's the game mode not advanced for a second. And this just rewards you more for the same quest. There is not even another objective. But you still don't have any quests associated for you. Maybe just in the post game. So no hints, is this going to be another quest like the one of the Itemon? As if they are giving me healing, I think there's going to be fighting involved. Also, that's so many side missions all of a sudden. Like, I think you could double the length of the final chapter if you keep doing the side quests as they pop up. So there's really no hint as to where you can find them. So I'll have to look up the walkthrough. Oh, so all these quests are just popped up, they are related to this one. And each one should bring back one or more of the Royal Knights. But that's a lot. I'll try to do at least one of them, if only to gauge how long they take. Oh, he's right here. Did I just have to talk to him? Coffee shop. Okay, if there is another one that brings me to the human world, I could also do that in the meantime. Actually, I think there was another quest about collecting a bunch of stuff in the human world. And I could at least activate that so I can start finding whatever I have to collect as I walk around there. I think it's this one. And I think it's already initiated, so whatever Hiroko Sakizaka's monikers are, they should start showing up in the city. Indras is doing more work in the actual server for this game. I am very confused as to why Homeros is like getting shafted in relevancy here. You know, I think she'd have the most stuff to do. And I still find that upsetting even if she wasn't important for the plot, because she was easily my favorite design of those three. Like, I think she's my favorite human, at least human-like design in this entire game. And this is Kuramon's quest. Also, I still have to find all the Kuramon around this city. Okay, dresses, gonna have to buy more kill dresses to heal from this stress. Yo, could have a side quest where you hang out with her in the human world to find this. There's a Kuramon up there. How many of these are left? Does it tell me? 3 out of 13. At least these are much easier to find because they show up as red spots on the map. With the Etemon, you had no indication of where to find them. Speaking of which, there's another one here. Oh, it's this guy again. Does he know that the fortune teller is also a Digimon? So about this will probably involve combat. I can keep my data type party, but I should give at least one of them character reversal. And have to use it once, so I could give it to Altenstein, since for the rest of the fight he'll just spam hate charge anyway. That is if I still have a character reverse, which I have exactly one of. So at least I have one for data and one for virus. Vaccine types don't really need it for the most part because most bosses will be virus anyway. But if the next side quest boss happens to be a virus, I can turn it around with character reversal. Is this guy also a Digimon? Fight the strongest Siron. Probably virus boss coming up. It's Pluramon. Actually, Darkfield, I hope I don't have to do the cringe labyrinth again. Oh, this should warp me there. Nice. Is that... I thought the game froze for a second. So that's their monikers. So are they all around the digital world? It'll be much harder to find them. And I had to give Gael a different attack. Preferably a nerf element. Which I don't have one in tier 3, but I think I can purchase one. You weren't here before? Oh, this is the fortune teller. I wish the theater would populate with more NPCs like this as you made progress. Do you remember how in Dragon Quest, in the tower, that's like your hub for the game? At some point in the story, a horse would show up in there and there is no explanation for him, nor any utility to get out of him. Just a random horse. My mod is a bit off center, I think. So I haven't fought in his regular form before, right? It was just his zombie one. I hope he doesn't disable my healing again. Oh, I got to find someone else first. Wait, don't fight anybody? Oh, there's a part 2 to the quest. You mean if you can get the zombie Pluramon form, you actually can. As I think a Mega Plus evolution to regular Pluramon. I've seen someone use it. Oh, I should have... if I'm going to be involved in this, I should have switched to my virus party. Because my data party will be neutral against him. And Counterverse won't help me deal more damage, but it doesn't seem too strong anyway. But you can't get this Tyramon's Berserk mode that I thought was a boss before. You can only get his Jogras with his Cobalt Ultimon. I don't need a hate charge here because I have what? Show me to show this. That was a really good skill, but Azegas is already immortal anyway. Of course, it's recollect. I should have used his own Bismarck instead. In your Plutamo. It's a bit strange that the initial premise is that Granemon had to fight Pluramon to like prove his strength. But instead he has to fight the source while Pluramon actually helps him. Isn't he getting a bit carried here? But maybe I'll fight Plutamon after this. Plutamon is stopping in farm essentially. It's like in the early into the game when I was off stream, I was farming this central tower while I had me there once I guess, so she helped me through the fights. And there is a bunch of Digimon that way. Oh, will we see Plutamon's animation? Victor animation? Never mind. We would have if he didn't miss. Yo, definitely had some help. I think he like dealt the least damage in the fight, just ahead of Tamamo, who didn't attack at all. Oh, they float. I guess so there was any of the options. Is this one related to the Royal Nice? It's in the same area, so I might as well check it. Oh, he also holds me by the hand, no? Also like a butler. He might have accepted the friendship. Tobago can't call back to choose a different option. Oh, it's an Imperial Dramon. I should have asked if he was the one eating the crepe. But this basically confirms it. A sweets festival. So that's the sort of thing that all the Royal Knights are busy with. Kendras will be pretty displeased if she knows about this. Back here, this entire chain of messages are for quests related to the Royal Knights, which is the next nearest one. There is two in the factory area, I think. Now to the factory town. I think there's two of these quests in this area. Of all the Digimon games, I think this is the one that in which you see them interact with the human world the most. Because most of the games only take place in the digital world. Cyberswolf had the human world, but when Digimon go there, it's more like just like monsters and kaiju. You don't see them integrating society as much as you see here. Kinda sad, since the Sistermons aren't in this game, they won't appear alongside the Gankomon or Jasmine. I think that's really odd because I think there are like just two lines of Digimon that did not make it into Time Stranger from Cyberswolf for Hacker's memory. Sistermon being one of them, and I don't get why. I imagined it could have to do with the same reason why Sistermon was censored when in the localized version of Cyberswolf, because of the religious imagery. And they decided to avoid that altogether by not including her in this game. I still think it's weird. I've never seen like anybody actually get angry over her design. I think they're just being overly preventive. Jasmo, yeah, I'll probably have to fight them in the arena. Oh, he went to try out ramen. Okay, so in the meantime, I'll get the other quest that happens in the factory. Digimon GG is interesting in terms of human Digimon interacting. Overly primitive, and you can still see this in this game with like how weirdly restrictive the nickname system is. I've already shown this off, but see what happens if you try to call your Digimon a horse. You can't do that. When I first saw the trailer for Ghost Game, my first thought was that it's trying to ride off the success of Yokai Watch, because the vibe is very similar. But that is way too late to the party, because I think back then Yokai Watch already had fallen out of relevancy. Hey, while between words, the checking process is stricter on virus Digimon like me. Oh, they're basically discriminated against. Let's say Chaos Drama. So I finally get to fight one. And he's a menace. But that's also because I have type disadvantage that should be fixed once I use character reversal. Are you also immune to dark? Nope. His self isn't that high, at least. They did in the level 3 was nearly that much off to win 101 versus in the demo. Although that's also because you don't have access to very powerful attacks in the demo. Even if you max out the stats on your level 3, they're still stuck with level 3 tier special skills. So your stats might be massive, but you still have to be able to stall a lot because you will deal very little damage. It ran away. The game had the little circle over there that only shows up if the boss has a super attack, so was it just fooling me? Nope, there he is again. So fighting until half health, then he runs away, then immediately after fighting again, but for real this time. So it would be funny if he keeps running away when she starts losing. And I have to do something like the OI speed debuff so he can't run away anymore. That's an anime reference, like to the Tamers anime. I'll remember to use reverse again. Frontiers makes sense. I think that anime had a more of a focus on Digimon actually having their own civilization. Well, at least in the first anime, like Adventure 1, the digital world felt more like wild and isolated. I was actually expecting this game to have a lot more anime references because when I first got to the Central Tower, I saw that they would group up a lot of Digimon that were from the same anime. Like there was a corner of the Digimon from Tamers and other with the ones from O2 and so on. But the references really slowed down later. Not like I would have picked up on most of the references anyway, because I only watched the first season in its entirety. So that's another one. And I'll keep doing the quests that take place in the digital world, because if then another one sends me to the human world, I can do that alongside this one, where I have to talk to Jasmine in the ramen shop. There's join the gear forest. Oh, he makes engine noises when he moves. Nice. Oh, there's a fast travel spot. No, don't have to go through the entire map. I think I'm supposed to be in the town. Sorry for the noise pollution, everyone. So he's at the spot where I fought the Okuamu. This one should become a Magnum, right? Yeah, there is another one that takes me to the human world. Oh, it warps me there. And this one is also fixated on deserts, like the Imperial Drama. Even causes him to evolve. So that one was pretty fast, literally just talk to the NPC once. Oh, there is another one now. With a new force feed drum. Lalamon is in the shaded forest and I forgot where that's supposed to be. But by its name it should be here in the Gear Forest. The TCG recently hinted that the Merukimo in this game might have been a Wergarurmo. Oh, he can evolve into Merukimo in this game actually. I remember I even evolved one before. Oh, never mind, I evolved a Marsmoon. I was getting the two mixed up. There he can become a Merukimo. So how many points do I have by now? 1000 out of 1500, so pretty soon I'll be able to be rank 9. Defeat the rampage in Digimon the Gear Forest. And she's back to charge me for it. I like the effect of the shading there. Also, we can see it from... Actually, what's that Digimon? He's like a lion with wings, but it's not a Cerebelliomo. And I'm not actually sure how I get over there. I think I still have to open up some of these warp spots. Oh, I had no time to checking up close. Oh, this was what I was gonna say, but the name wouldn't come to me. That you look like a Leopardmon, but not as a humanoid, as a beast. I've actually never seen this form before. What type is he? Data, so we are even. Looks like he's weak to earth. Oh, he's out in say immune to whatever that was. And I accidentally skipped his turn there. I think you can check like the elemental resistance of your own Digimon during battle. He transforms like a transformer. See, those look like one of these toys that shifts between two different appearances. There are some like this for Digimon. There's like a... I've seen a Nagumon toy that you can manipulate to turn him into a Wargreymon, and same for a Gabumon that turns into a Metal Garurumon. Like you turn them inside out to change their forms. Oh, I think he's dead, but this boss isn't that dangerous. I think he can do it often. I once had some toys from line that were like they were little plastic animals that you could make them fold their limbs and heads and stuff inwards so they would become rocks. Which, thinking back, is not that interesting, but at least made it then easy to store. I keep using Taizokai Mandala. I should be using the other one, that single target, but deals more damage. Oh, he's the leader of the Royal Knights, so I was under the impression that it would be Omegamon. And I jumped by Deramon. Not the Royal Nuts, please. So, next quest. There is an ominous message telling me to see who's the true card king. I have played the card minigame literally one time in my entire playthrough. There is still so much to do here. First things first, I have to go back to the village. Leopardmons and Martes, Tactician, the Royal Knights. I like that despite the saturation for Megamon, they didn't just choose the most popular Digimon to be the leader. And the Leopardmon is over there, so I guess this is part of King Grace's quest. We might find another Royal Knight on the way. The pointer is telling me to... Oh, it's pointed back to the main quest. Where's the one where I have to find the Shogun Gakumo? It's not showing up here. So was that not a mission objective? First one. Oh, this one, thanks. Also, there's a Shogun Gakumon right over here. But it has to be that specific one. Alphamon can do some kind of time control stuff. That could connect to the brief cameo that Kyoko from Cyberzoof makes in this game. In that side quest where I have that wear the Cyberzoof costume. Because she shows up in the end and she looks younger than Cyberzoof. Implying that that game takes place after this one. But if she's a time traveler, it could take place at any time period. So we're fighting one of these again. I forgot he's a free type. I was expecting a virus. He should be weak to fire, right? Yeah. Let's try Burning Bloodshot. It makes him even weaker to fire. But nobody else has a strong fire attack. What did he just do over there? You would usually dismiss that as a graphical glitch, but this is the digital world. It could have been on purpose. Burning Bloodshot seems really... And there it is again. I was gonna say that move looks really powerful because a lot of things in this game are weak to fire, but a lot of bosses especially. And this not only deals fire damage, but will strengthen any other fire attacks because of the elemental debuff. Stezo might come in very handy in the post game.
ゴニックインパクト。
バーニングフラットシェル。
キャ
バーニングフラットシェル。
Wonder if she'll still have a speaking role before the story ends. And now Leopard Moon is finally back at the window point. Talk to the Sprout in the Sanctuary, is that serious one? But she had broken out of it in the casino before. Also, I wonder if I can ride the other form of series one. There's this Sprout again. Maybe we went to like when you're in here I actually go back a little in the past, so right before I evolve into Jupiter Moon and awaken the Ceres Moon. She doesn't look like a Digimon.
すまない。
I think it's down to her face because there aren't a lot of Digimon with empty eyes like this one. But she does remind me a bit of King Wamon, who is basically if Wamon crashed into a big island and that became his head. Only one that comes to mind is Machine Dramon, and that actually used to have eyes in his older design. He has like little red lights inside his eye sockets. And it's a fetch quest. Do I have to do this one for the Royal Knights? There's 3 of them. Once again, I think I'll do side quests until the halfway point of the stream, then I'll go back to the main plot.
発動可能改造カイマンダラ。リ
Because you can never gauge how much of them you have left to do, because I keep clearing the Royal Knights related side missions and more keep popping up after them. I don't even know if this is one of them, but Sidemo is involved, so at least it feels important. I'll need to find a way to get to way up there on the map. So I think this doesn't actually lead me to any of the 2 spots. It's a maze. Is there a spot over here? Which is better, you guys think, Shonen or Shoujo? You mean the anime in the manga genre, right? I'll have to say Shoujo if nothing else, because I really don't like Shonen as a genre. As I thought there will be a jump spot here, but there might be one over there on this. Oh, my pointer won't show up on the screen. Nope, no jumping spot here. I'm actually a bit stumped on how to get to that last spot on the upper left. Is there really nowhere else I can go from this island? Yeah. Maybe there's something down here. Or I can just wrap to the village and come back from the top of the map.
発動可能。はあ、はあ、クランチドレイン。イエーイ。はあ、ライトニングシャワー。見なさい、最上階マンダラ。あいつだ。いけるぞ。なるよ、ライトニングシャワー。あれは。見なさい、最上階マンダラ。
But to elaborate on that a bit.
いけるぞ。見なさい。
For an event that's shonen, usually puts a lot of focus on like more boyish interests in themes, like more stereotypical masculine stuff, which couldn't surprise you that it doesn't really gel with me.
よし。
And I also don't really like the overemphasis on fighting, which sounds weird coming from me while I am playing an RPG where you do a lot of fighting. It's just a particular way that shonen deals with it. Where it feels like the fact the characters fight a lot is supposed to be the main attraction, not so much why they're fighting. A lot of the shonen anime I've tried to watch puts a lot of emphasis on like having in-depth explanations about what power every character has. And really drawing out the fights because they have so much to show off. Which I don't find too interesting.
準備完了。はあ。行くわよ、ライトシャワー。はあ、ライトニングシャワー。見なさい、最上階マンダラ。
行くぜテンドラゴンズグローリー。
やるわよ、アイランドフリーフォール。はっ。はあ、ライズナ。
はあテンドラゴンズグローリー。
Like there was one time I was talking about a friend about this exact topic on why I don't like shonen, and he was trying to persuade me to watch one particular shonen anime. And the way he tried to do that was by explaining to me a bunch of weird and original powers that every character had, without really understanding that this is exactly the sort of thing that bores me about this kind of anime.
どこだ。よし。
Like I'll easily take characters having combat powers that are a lot simpler but more cleverly executed in each fight than having super weird and complicated powers to remember them by. I have never heard of Seventh Prince before, I think. Oh, never mind, I did. I just didn't remember that was what it was called. There is one anime that I have been meaning to watch, and actually I think I talked about it yesterday. Which just so happens to be shoujo. And I'll try to find a relevant picture of it. It has to include a specific character. I really can't think of a harem anime I actually like. We like some visual novels that are a bit harem-like in the way that your male main character has multiple like romance options, but that's about it. Yeah, I think I found a nice image, but it's on Pinterest, so I think I have to do some trickery if I want to save it. Because of the login prompt. Actually, why don't I just screenshot it? There. For me to enjoy a romance anime or a romance story in general, that might sound like self-centered, but I feel I really need to be able to identify with the male lead, which practically never happens. Aside from in some very obscure visual novels. Okay, so a moment ago I was talking about an anime I wanted to watch. It's called Shugochara, and Deidre keeps flopping her wings in front of the camera, so sorry for that. So from what I understand, not having watched it yet, Shugochara is some kind of magical girl show. But there are some male main characters. One of which is this one. He's called I think he has two names. It's Nagihiko Fujisaki or Nadeshiko Fujisaki. He kind of has two forms. Until I actually watch it, I don't know exactly how it works. But once you have a look at it, I think I don't even have to tell you why I'm interested in this anime. It came to my attention when a friend of mine who likes this anime showed me this character and basically said, look, it's you. Isn't that why the main characters usually try to be blank slates for that very reason? That is why, but and I guess it works for most of the male audience that's the target for this kind of show. But it backfires to me because I don't identify with the most of what romance anime or harem anime presume to be the average male. Like, I don't have typical average masculine interests or personality and such. One glance at my avatar should tell you that. I'll be much more interested in anything that involves a male character like this one that's currently on the screen. Unfortunately, they are exceedingly rare. Anyway, while I was talking, we reached the halfway point of the stream, so to not make the whole thing be just going after side quests, I will switch to the main plot now. There's still a lot of quite a bit of it left, so you can keep switching between the main plot and side missions without worrying about running out of the main quest. And I will take a short break before that. I can run an ad during it. And I'll see you in a minute. Hi there, did I turn on the mic again? Yes. So while I was in this topic, there's another mid I wanted to quickly highlight here. I just have to resize it. So when I think of my favorite romance story as of now, this visual novel comes to mind for me. And if you've been following my Twitter, chances are you'll know about this, because this one character from it has been all over my feed. So this is a visual novel. It's not very old actually, but I forgot when it came out. It's from 2022. The title of it is Hana wa Mijikashi Odore Otome, usually abbreviated to just Hanaoto. So the character with the pink kimono on the left is the main character. He's a boy. And he's a kabuki actor, which there was one more specific term, but I forgot now. But basically, he's an actor in a modality where only men are allowed to act. So some of them have to play female characters, and that's how you end with some actors that specialize in cross-dressing, like, and that's what this character is. The game takes place in the Taisho era, so about 1 century ago. And the plot revolves around the main character wanted to be like an even better like cross-dressing actor. He wants to be more feminine than he already is. And he sneaks into an all-girls school to learn mannerisms and stuff. The other 4 characters in the cover are your romance options in this in the game. And one thing that sets this apart from a lot of other visual novels, aside from the fanboy protagonist, is that half of your romance options are foreigners. The blonde girl on the far left, who actually... when I commented that King Dreso reminded me of a character from a visual novel before, this was who I was referring to. Anyway, she is British, and the girl in the yellow kimono is Italian. The other 2 are Japanese. So I love this VN. Unfortunately, it only exists in Japanese. There is no official or fan translation. I would adore for this to be adapted into an anime, but it's not likely to happen. This is a very, very niche product. There's a manga like that. Oh, I would be interested in knowing what it's called. She looks more like King Drazen in her other outfit that's more Western stylized. King Drazen is British, sure looks like it. But actually, what does it mean for the God of War server to be British? Does it mean like the server was built by the British? And we're finally back to the main mission. By now I could change up my party. Let's bring the vaccine squad back. I haven't used this one yet. Still haven't tried out to Grace Nova. Nor Omega Monswart. And I still weirded out by the fact he's a vaccine type. Oh, it takes influence from the British share of the world. I see. On that note, do you know what the nationalities of Konu and Homerus would be then? So both Craniamon and Embarmon used to be rideable Digimon, but now that they are busy with one another, you can't ride them anymore. And there's no minimap once again, so I have to find my way around. Oh yeah, makes sense that Homerus would take from Greece and Rome. Same for Colon, since his guardian is Susanoo, and that's a Japanese god. And if King Draso is British, that's even more credence to the Royal Knights being supposedly the Knights of the Round Table. I assume we are going to a replica of the Abyss area now. Oh yeah, Yggdrasil is from a Norse myth. It is the Abyss area, but feels to the station.
バッカスモンから話は聞いていますね。
Oh, it's a Digimon
私たち
up there.
は黒の門の元へ向かう途中でした。あれはアカシックレコードが生み出した敵、七大魔王を模したかなりの強さです。すぐ助けに向かわなくちゃ。いい、その前に急務なのは傷ついた仲間たちの救出と回復です。皆の救助を優先すること、ネプトゥーン門の意志でもあるのです。
So everybody's just calmly standing around while he's fending off a Titan on his own.
傷ついた者たちを守りながら戦って、
Oh, Digimon is a Demon Lord.
その分力が発揮しきれず劣勢に、ネプトゥーン門が何も気にせず戦えるように、怪我人の救助を優先すべきだと思います。
そうね、確かに私は怪我人の手当てをしようと思う。
ここに残るってこと？
きっとそっちの方が役に立てると思うから。
私も賛成です。大勢で救助に向かうと機動
I
力
think
が
these
落ちて
cutscenes should at least have the characters sound a bit more urgent. They are way too chill about this.
黒の門の元へ行かないと。この先にいつも私を手伝ってくれるチームカメディカルがいます。まずはそこへ向かうつもりです。チームリーダーの
Yeah, based on Leviathan, I just thought that the Demon Lords would show up with a bit more fanfare. But then Lilith from last time also just popped up in a cutscene. Like now we could have a Jovinosmon in the same party. And she sit here level cap. Which is unfortunate, and I think that means I have to cycle her. Does it increase if I immediately evolve her again? By just a bit. I have to remember to give her fodder so her level cap rises. Like every time you give fodder to a Digimon, no matter which stage it is, the level cap will raise by 1. But if the Digimon has already hit the level cap, you can't give them any fodder. So I have to do this before they max out. Speaking of which, I should evolve Carmilla back again. Not level cap 61, that should be plenty. Grace Tomo is a spellcaster. Kunisaki Zuma is the one you were thinking of. Oh right, yeah, right away the main character has a pretty similar vibe to the one from the visual novel. I might give this a read later. Because like I said before, I am starving for any kind of media that has male leads like this one. So the more I can find, the merrier.
おいお前、無事だったか。俺っちを覚えていないなんて言わせねえぞ。俺っちは今ウェルスモン様をサポートするチームカメディカルのリーダーだい。まだ究極体には慣れてねえけど、チームリーダーには慣れたんだぞ。
カメモン、この方たちに状況を説明してください。
おっと、ウェルスモン様、俺っちちゃんと作戦を考えてありますぜ。
The pilot is nothing like the main mega, it's not an action series, just not. I wasn't expecting it to be. Like just from a glance at Google Images, I thought it would be more like either a romance or a drama thing. Looked a lot more like a shoujo manga.
この先にたくさんの怪我人が倒れているんだ。ただし敵も多くてどこから来るかわからねえ。お前らは道を塞いでいる壁をぶっ壊して先行してくれ。きっと敵がいるから倒して進路をクリアにするんだ。クリアになったルートにチームカメディカルを向かわせる。
And the file looks like action for some reason. Maybe the author wasn't sure what genre would land better with the audience, so they were just trying different things in the pilot.
神門の策を採用しましょう。あなたたちは先行して彼らが進めるよう安全を確保してもらえますか。そこだ。よし、先へ進んでくれ。俺っちたちも安全を確認しない続く。
Wait, the art is still the same from the Abyss area. Because I was under the impression that the Waru Sidramon that was on NPC there had turned into the Skull Sidramon. Anyway, these are all 3 types. But thanks for the recommendation. Whenever I have the time, I'll read the first few chapters and see what I think. And I forgot to heal Cranemon before. Weirdly enough, he only has 1 special skill as well. No magic and reduced attack. So at least the one he has is pretty decent. Maybe he evolved again. Oh yeah, that could have happened. Nothing says he could have undone the evil evolution. I forgot to slow down the animations. So Venusmon now has a letter A next to her on the timeline. And that must happen whenever you have 2 of the same Digimon in your party. It's very dramatic. I think I'll have to farm fodder so I can quickly get Shelby back to the same level as the rest of the party, because she is too important for boss fights. Ah, so here's Flat Alphamon. Still don't know what this form is called. I knew, but I forgot it.
よし。
It seems we're going reverse store during these in the game areas, right? Because it was the gear forest before, and now it's the abyss area. So next should be a dungeon based on the factory, and then one based on the central town tower.
来てくれたんかいな。早速やけど手伝うてくれるか。敵さんめちゃくちゃぎょうさんおるやろ。この先に行こう思たら敵さんだらけのここを通っていかなあかん。ほんで
You'll have to fight a Diabormon over there.
後から来よるみんなのためにもできるだけようけ倒して道作ろう思とる。一人やったらあかんけどあんたが来てくれたらいけるわ。どないや一丁。さすが頼りになるわ。あんたとやったら何でもできそうや。ほら行こうか。
And I accumulated all these points from the quest, but I didn't bother investing of them. There's one evolution I need to check out. Okay, I wanted to see what they'll need if you want to get on I go choose one dark, because I'm still not sure if this story will let the main Agumon turn into one. You need to max out of Valor, make ability and wisdom, so 3 of the boards. And that's gonna take a while, not even sure if it's feasible before you end the campaign. A Leviamon with a big mouth is Envy. He could be that or Gluttony. Oh yeah, what I meant is that his design also could make sense for a Gluttony team Digimon. Personally, the Leviathan from Nikki doesn't really remind me of the one from Digimon, but they might be meaning their personalities. I had on to caring about playing Nikki because I was holding out for Leviathan to come out as a playable unit, but she never did. Elias is knocked out in a single turn. That's a problem. Beelzemon is Gluttony. He does not look like it. Like, if you told me Beelzemon represents a deadly sin, I think Gluttony would be my final guess as to which it's supposed to be. Oh, here, monster farm is on alligator. Makes sense.
はあ、デジタライズ・オブ・ソウル。
やるよライトニングショー
I missed the quick time because I was typing my second monitor. Because I was going to comment on something, but I wanted to make sure I wasn't misremembering it first. Yeah, and the shit does have green eyes, so that's another point for envy.
ルースレスチャージ。
His attack deals more damage against Ice Digimon. And this is the same for Fire Digimon.
マイエクリプスギンガー。
ビーストファンタジオ
Very cool animation.
ほら。行くぞ。究極天神放流剣。
はあライトニングショー
ルースレスチャージ。オートトルフィーカノン。
She also has backspikes like Godzilla's. I would like to have one of these Godzilla Digimon collab Tamagotchi, but these things are so expensive for little LCD toys. And I still kinda dissatisfied with how Mafra is handled in that Tamagotchi. Because that's who I would be playing for.
行くぞ。究極天神放流剣。
やるよライトニングショー
くらえ。ルースレスチャージ。
いけるぞ
オートトルフィーカノン。
いけ
愉快。おお、エクリプスギンガー。
ビーストファンタジオ
On that topic, and it's something I should have brought out at some point while playing Digimon. This little mascot on my chest on my outfit. Did you know he's supposed to be also supposed to be a Tamagotchi mascot? I've dubbed him the Yumemon. It's like would be the equivalent of a stage 1 baby Digimon.
やるよライトニングショー
くらえ。ルースレスチャージ。はっ。
よし
Wait's mainline mega be some kind of certainly. I actually thought of having something of an interactive string pet, like I would have a little virtual Tamagotchi toy in the corner and you would be able to raise a Yumemon there by using chat commands or channel points and such. And the influence to what he would evolve to. That's of course very complicated to implement, and there's other things I would prioritize on investing for additions to this stream. But it's something I do have in mind.
ぼちぼちお別れや。わしは後から来よる仲間のためにここを守る。前にもこんな風に海流を進んだやろ。
And of course, I'd have to come up with or commission more creature designs for its other forms. For now, it's only this one.
なんも負けへん気がした。おもろかったわ。兄弟よ、ネプトゥーンモンを助けたってくれ。あんたにしかでけへんこっちゃ。あっちを頼むわ。
Speaking of which, and I have to look up a couple images for this. So the other day I learned about, I mean, in another scene I learned about a Digimon called Morphomon, which is a kind of butterfly insect type Digimon. What I didn't know about was its two baby forms, and it does have baby forms unique to it. Let me bring that up. Here's Morphomon's first baby form. It's called Popomon. And his second baby form is called Puroromon. And they are both so cute, I'm even more upset that they are not in Time Stranger. Oh, Sharkmon's back. So are we gonna have one Titan help us from each dungeon as well? It's also level 2 for Funbimon. Sadly, it's not in Time Strange either. Like, I mean the baby form. Oh, jump scare. They cut a lot of the baby forms. More, I mean, it's more like they omit a lot of the baby forms. Which, from a development point of view, makes sense in that the player will have the baby Digimon for like the first couple hours of playing the game. Not so much for Time Stranger, because evolving your Digimon is strangely difficult in the beginning. But in most other games, you don't see your baby Digimon for too long. So much so that the DS Digimon Story games didn't even have 2 tiers of baby Digimon. They were all condensed to 1 tier. So for example, Koramon and Botamon were considered the same level of evolution in these games. Don't have to go to the theater right now.
ネプトゥーンも仲間はみんな助けることができたわ。
And now we fight a
俺ら
demon.
思いっきり戦うことができるぜ。とはいえ相手は七大魔王。噂でしか聞いたこと
He
ねえ。
is even polite enough to let Neptunemon talk to us.
貸してくれるか。
This Levimon really isn't trying.
最初からそのつもりだから。水臭いこと言わないでください。あなたを一人にはしません。
8年前にお前らと出会えたことは
New Mega Plus farms in the web
こ
novel.
いつを力に変えて世界を救ってやろうぜ。
So I assume this web novel is illustrated, because otherwise we will have to deal with only having the description of these farms.
準備完了。
So yeah, already at a type advantage, no need to use reversal this time.
行くぞ究極天神放流剣。
ライトニングショ
ルースレスチャージ。
I straight to Levium on my tab one.
エクリプス銀河。 行くぞ究極天神放流剣。
His novel has a web manga with a connected story with it. But is that, does it have an official English version, or is that just fan translated? Because there is a sort of thing I would imagine this Japanese only.
ライトニングショ
クロエルースレスチャージ。
Oh, there is an official version. Interesting. This is a nice song, it's not the first time it's playing anything. Overall, I think I haven't paid too much attention to the soundtrack in this game. I think a lot of it is more low-key. But I should take a listen to the soundtrack in isolation after I beat it.
マイエクリプス銀河。 行くぞ究極天神放流剣。 感謝する。
Demon or sim, it could be.
ルースレスチャージ。
ー。いけ。
I want to see the animation for Grace's other attack.
カリドーンアルクス。 行くぞ究極天神放流剣。
So does this web novel connect to any other kind of media like an anime or game, or is it a self-contained thing?
やるよライトニングショー。
And don't you love how Craniamon and Ambermon are a living contradiction, because the Ave design you would totally assume to be a virus Digimon, but they are vaccine. And he has the aesthetic of a knight, so probably a physical fighter, right? But he's a magic user. Like, this is a Digimon you could use to fool people on a PvP mode if this game had one. Because you do incorrectly some the type and the attack build of this Digimon. Craniamon is more by defensive Digimon. Well, he used to be before he fused with Fembarmon, that removes his invincibility skill. And I really don't like that because that was really useful.
と言いてえところだが、まだ終わってねえみてえだ。
まだこんなにも敵が。
敵が尽きるのが先か、俺が力尽きるのが先か。こうなりゃ最後までやってやる。たとえこの体が海の藻くずになったとしても。
そうなるときは私も一緒。最後まで横にいますから。
I could give him a physical counter attachment skill, so he still kind of has a move like that. But if I recall, his special skill when he was only a Craniamon made him invincible to both physical and magical attacks.
アビスエリアの仲間たちが合流したからな。おめえらは先に黒の門の元へ進め。後から必ず駆けつける。
あれを見てください。ユノモンのゲートです。
And because of this invincibility skill, I think if you were to play this in one of the higher difficulties, it would be a very valuable party member to have.
Oh. 救助活動を行っているのは白木くんだけじゃない。DSAT の連中も自分たちの本分を忘れていなかったらしい。
An acquaintance, could that be Inori's father?
先輩から通信があったみたいです。デジモンに助けられた。それを聞いたミソの隊長がデジモン側へこれまでのことを謝罪。救助活動にリベリオンビレッジの戦士も加わりました。え？ お父さんが協力して傷ついた者たちを安全な場所へ避難させている。人とデジモンが手を取り合ってなんて美しい光景だ。そうなんだ。人とデジモンがみんなのためにも黒の門を倒さなきゃ。
I'm still a bit unsure on what happened to that super weapon we defeated as Jupitermon. I mean, I did beat it, right? I was expecting that to be the final boss, so it might come up again. But it was a human weapon if they're on our side now. I guess we are done with that part of the plot. Didn't realize, to be honest, I forgot about what happens in that cutscene. I was barely paying attention because I was still processing, trying to break down all the revelations about Digimon that comes out right before that.
ちょうど良いところに。
おお、来たか。お前たち聞いてくれ。黒の門の懐に行くためにユノモンがゲートの出現を試みてくれた。そして我々は安全にゲートまでたどり着けるよう。
Goramon is fused with the Apple, so it's not in human control anymore.
ブリッジ完成間際に貴重な特製バッテリーをあの爪モンどもに奪われてしまった。 なんとブリッジは超技術によってステルス、つまり全然見えないのだ。視覚が後を追ってこれないようにという配慮が完全に裏目に出た。すまないが透明の橋に気をつけて進み、バッテリーを取り戻してくれ。
Trident got put into this space. Well, I was gonna say I'm not totally sure how I even ended up in this sequence of dungeons to begin with, but this is probably it.
Yoshi.
Oh, the NPC tells you about it. I was going to say that I got spoiled as to how this dungeon works. And if it wasn't for the Kokuamon saying it, it would have taken me a while to figure it out. So the bridge is invisible, and you can fall off of it. You're supposed to use Analyze, and that reveals the bridge. I'm pretty sure this is also what you were supposed to do in that Dream Dungeon where you wake up Bachusmon. That also has an invisible bridge. And I have to keep using it to renew the opacity on the bridge. Do I have to kill off the summon or do I just get to the end? Já to Jupitermon WM, we got this Yuki. Attempted boss later, we don't got this Yuki. Escape ainda tem Egmon Holy Mode. Now I'm recalling there was something about and I even thought the game was about to end, but then the Jupitermon farm is not enough to beat him, and that's how you end up here. Yeah, if you just saw a screenshot, you'd think this was a glitch or something. But having to keep doing this and having no minimap is going to make this very tricky to navigate. At least you basically have no random battles, because you can one-shot all these summon. And you can farm further while you're at it. Sure, annoying is a better word for it. It's bothersome. It did not reflect on my mod, but I did a little jump for a second there. That actually startled me. So I walked off, but at least it doesn't actually boot you back to the start. Well, I wish Canon could just hold up the device and not put it away, so I could keep seeing the bridge. Like, you are your worst enemy here if you think you get overconfident and you think you remember where the bridge is and that you don't need to keep using Analyze. That's when you fall over. We are now playing Digimon Time Padding. It's been a while. Like, when you had to revisit every area of failure at once, I thought it's fairly typical RPG stuff, but the last few dungeons are very intently padded out. And I'm still not sure if I have to kill all these Sumo or find a route that leads me to that portal over there. Oh, this was it. And you can see how this is auto save up on assets, because this dungeon is made out of bits and pieces from the human world and the previous dungeons. Actually, it reminds me quite a lot of the post-game dungeon in Trials of Mana, that was also a huge dungeon pieced together from previous maps of the story. Hey, it's Yuki. A facsimile. One of the 7 demon lords, they are a manifestation of the Akashic records. So that's why they're showing up here. From what I understand, then the demon lords come out to stop us from going off track from Chronomon's intended script for history. Facsimile is like a copy of something. It's not exactly that. If that's what you mean by you've never seen that word before. A facsimile is a copy or reproduction of a notebook, manuscript, map, etc. When I saw that word where I thought the dialogue was going to go was, it would say that this Susumu is not the real one, it's a weaker copy. And it would justify as to why we are able to beat it. But seems like this is the real deal. Wait, he has a skill that can one-shot. I wonder if the boss is going to have that same effect. The Saint Seiya movie where they fight Satan. I never heard of that one. And I saw Zwart, who was a vaccine type. I'm pretty sure o Summon is immune to Dark. So let's go with Supreme Cannon. Garuru Cannon, I should say. And he cannot mode change to the regular Omega Moon mid-battle. Although I'm not sure what difference it will even have, because I think they have the same two special skills. Maybe the elemental advantage is what changes. Yeah, this one doesn't have like a dual sounding voice like the Omega one from before. Where you can't tell it's two people fused together. Oh, reverse. Reverse and no physical attacks, so at least he's almost dead already. The Between Friends Omega Mon from the remake anime. I also never watched that one. That Omega Mon that's going to come out in the first DLC, not this white one, the other one. That's the Jogras between Blitzcraymon and the Kereskarurmon. Is that from the remake anime? But maybe he'll be weak to Dark Element now. Oh, he actually is. But not to physical attacks. Never mind. Oh, he dies by poison. That's so tragic. One of the evacuees probably knows that. No, it's Hiroko.
ひろこ、よかった。無事だったんだね。あんたこそ今どこにいるかわからないけど、絶対に生きて帰ってきなさいよ。
Greymon and Garuru Imus use the other one's move basically. Is it something like being able to have two Greymon heads or two Garurumon heads instead of one of each?
まだ私のアニメを見てもらってない。その前に世界が終わるなんてたまったもんじゃないわ。結城さん、祈りをよろしく頼んだわよ。みんなを救ってほしい。私は信じてる。あなたはきっと私たちにとってのエージェントアルファだって。 りがとうひろこ。絶対に生きて帰るからね。
そのためにも早く先に進まなきゃ。あのゲートの奥へ行こう。
There really should be a cutscene where Simmons and Junamon meet each other. I'm sure they'll have a lot to talk about. Oh no, it's Junamon's palace. I mean temple. And there might be a boss fight right ahead. So I think another short break and I'll see you in a minute. Hi there, that's quite a song to leave playing in the background while I'm on break.
Zuibun 時間かかったじゃない。待ちくたびれたわよ。ユノモンのゲートがうまいことつながったから2人と合流して先にここまで進んでこれたってわけ。
遅くて日が暮れるかと思ったぜ。ここまでは軽い準備運動ってところだ。
An evil looking Omegamon, is that Swart or is there another one?
強がらないで。冗談を言ってる状況じゃないわ。敵が次から次へ。アタシフレコードが近い証拠ね。アポロもディアナもあんたたちはあの穴を吹っ飛ばす力を練りなさい。あたしとこいつらで時間を稼ぐからやれるでしょ。姉様、もうあんたたちの力は私を超えてるよ。これはあんたたちにしかできない。
There is Chaosmon, but is that one supposed to be part of like the Omegamon family? Or is it just a Digimon that happens to look and work a lot like Omegamon?
姉ちゃん、分かったよ。やってやる。
姉様も無茶はしないで。
Oh, you just have to lock the insta approach. It's like the minigame where you defend the Digimon.
まだまだ熱が足りない。もうしばらく時間を稼いでくれ。
次が来る。やるわよ、あんたたち。
It's called the Abadamon Core. I can't actually pause here, so I can't look it up. Oh, that one takes 2 hits to kill.
もう少し力がいるの。お願い、持ちこたえて。
If there is an even faster one, I might lose this actually. I bet this Kugramon takes 3 hits. More tinker. Now we are done.
止まった。
ちょうどいい。あと少しで準備ができる。
こっちもあと少し。この音は。
この雰囲気。嫌な予感が
It's
する。
Musemon.
まずいのが来たかもしれないわ。
And we already fought one in the side quest. Wait, I mean Neromon is here and she was crushing on a Musemon last time. But it's optional, so I don't think the game will acknowledge that.
熱い展開。なんて言ってる余裕もなくなるな。
あんたたちはそのまま力を練って。
姉ちゃんは耐えられるのか。
あれはアカシックレコードが生み出したもの。本物じゃない。
Oh, they actually are fake replicas then.
いけ。
行くぞ究極天神放流拳。
やるよ。ライ
Way too light, right? You should bring out Elias as well.
頼んだ。やるわ。エデンスジャベリン。
カオスフレア。
ストライクロール。
マイカオスフレア。
Yeah, unless he gets triple actions or something, this one actually feels easier than the one from the side quest.
行くぞ究極天神放流拳。
ありがとう。
マイデススリンガー。
ストライクロール。
キャ
やるわ。エデンスジャベリン。
マイルガレルキャノン。はあ究極天神放流拳。
はあ。ありがとう。
マイカオスフレア。
Once again, Elias gets one shot.
頼む。
So Egmont will have to be the healer.
おおカリドーンアルクス。マイデススリンガー。
やあ。いけるぞ。
デススリンガー。
And show my cursor here. I keep getting Omegamon and the Sui mixed up in the timeline because they have much of the same color scheme and very similar body shapes. I keep thinking like, okay, now it's Sui's turn, but it's Omegamon, and vice versa.
頼む。クロスアーツ発射。
ガーシャス。行くぞ究極天神放流拳。
はあ。ライトニングショー。
キャ愉快。
The most interesting thing I know about Chaos is that at some point it was going to be a Jogras between Imperial Dramon and Armageddon. I always have to double check if it's that or Apocalypse.
マイエクリプスフィンガー。キャキャ愉快。はあ究極天神放流拳。
はあ。ライトニングショー。
カオスフレア。マイエクリプスフィンガー。マイカオスフレア。
Oh, even Shelby takes no damage from that. I think it's because this Cross Arts gives one hit of immunity to your Digimon, something like that.
よ。アポロもこっちは行けるわ。
ああ、こっちもいつでもいいぜ。
準備できたみたいね。頼んだわよ、あんたたち。
任せろ姉ちゃん。
行くわよ、アロー・オブ・アルテミス。
トイボスブロー。
やったよ、穴が消えた。
この先へ繋がったんだわ。こんなに力が出るならもっと早く2人で技を磨くべきだったかもね。
まだ遅くはないさ。黒の門との戦いが残ってる。
Well, Time Stranger digs up Eggman from a pretty obscure mobile game, so it's not impossible that this old idea for Chaosmon could come back.
俺たちがここまで来れたのは間違いなく姉ちゃんのおかげだ。
今まで助けてもらった恩返しをするから、ここからは姉様の分まで戦う。
ありがとう、嬉しいよ。でも私は、いや、なんでもない。いずれにしても道はゲートへとつながったわ。あのゲートを抜ければいよいよ黒の門の姿が見えるはずよ。あんたは先に行って決戦の準備をして、私は他のみんながゲートを通るまでこの子たちと残ってこのルートを守るわ。
ここは心配しないで先に行っててくれ。
私たちは後から必ず行くわ。
決戦の地で会いましょう。
So I look at Brigada Ramon, he... Oh, I think I was looking at the wrong picture. But he does look, remind me quite a bit of Gundramon. Do you have to stare so intently? Not staring, but hey, I just realized this is really insensitive to ask to someone with a blindfold. But she says she can watch over me anyhow. So, which Olympus 12 has not helped me yet? There's Merokimo and Ceresmon left. And I think that's it. Oh, through the pigeon. Good guess.
こちらは救助活動を継続中。人間とデジモンが力を合わせて危機に抗っています。私は諦めませんよ。あなたたちが戦っている限り。だから忘れないでください。みんなが共に戦っているって。
ここまで非科学的なことを言うのは人生で初めてかもしれないが、私が熱狂したあのアニメは未来を予見していたのかもしれないな。
That anime might have predicted the future.
君はきっと世界を救うだろう。なぜならエージェントアルファのエンディングはそうだった。私にとってこれ以上の勇気をくれるものは存在しない。信じているぞ、私たちのエージェントよ。
Actually, all the NPCs don't know about all this stuff about how I was created. And how I related to Eggman, right?
僕らのことを思ってくれている。それに応えなくちゃ。この先、たとえどんな障壁があ
It's
っても
because I was kind of created after the anime character.
先へ進もう。
Did we see Juno yet? Yeah, she was in the previous factory area. She fought... she and Volcanismon fought with us against the boss. This suddenly doesn't have the same aura as the other parts. And the guy just tells me to escape from the space. My Digimon are not around, no music. I never had paid attention to that Hagoromo shape up there. But I wonder if it originally had a face and it was removed now. If that was the case and I picked up on that, it would be pretty creepy. Good thing I know how to sprint now, so if I have to run away from something, there's that option. Suddenly in Nori's house. Can I go upstairs? Nope. Let's see if anything is out of order. But it doesn't seem like it. I remember this was a spot where the camera can go inside your avatar's head. Alright, there is something out of order. Why is Acidia first tiny and hanging out on top of the frying pan? And there's the characters get inside her head again. So it's another virus Dark was coming up. There is it again. Is it going to get bigger for every map I get to? As I can't actually walk over there. Oh, they just attack it. So I had to do that here as well. Never mind, I'm somewhere else. So you know what I said yesterday about how sleeping Baphomet is scarier than the Rage Farm? This is almost the exact scenario I described finding him like in a dark alley. So I killed it, so if I go back where I got to here, it should take me to a different map. Actually, there is no door icon anymore. Like, I am so expecting that at some point I'll try to analyze and there's going to be Belphemon or something else that only shows up in Analyzer. And it's going to be another jump scare. If they don't do it, it's a bit of a wasted opportunity. And I'm actually lost because there is nowhere I can get inside. I just have to rub up against all of the geometry until I find something. And also spamming the edge attack just in case. Oh, there is a door. And back to the start. I assume I had to attack the one in the frying pan before. And there might be one in this map as well that I've missed. But if it's even smaller than the one inside the house, it's going to be even harder to find. Oh, there he is. Now it should just be this. Never mind, he's gone. Oh, he was over there, but I preempted the digi attack, so I didn't even see him. I think it was supposed to be like you check for him here, notice he's missing, then you look back and he's behind you, but I kinda ruined the moment. I have to be making some progress because Murokimon keeps messaging me. Basically, we are playing hide and seek with Belfimo.
Phew! マジかよ。
Just in case there's still a Belfimo here. If you don't get out quickly, there is no coming back. Need a means of narrowing down my location.
NANI?!
Can I even catch him? Nope. I think I just have to keep looping through the maps as Merokimo keeps messaging you.
マジかよ。
So many of large energy source nearby. First off, he's really proactive in trying to spook us. Yeah, it's a good time to comment that this was why I named my game dev mom Acidia right in the start of the game. Acidia is basically a synonym to the sin of sloth. It's a spiritual state of sloth or apathy. I don't see any Belfamo. I have to find a large energy source. Which I don't think there is only in this constraint of the map. Like the closest thing I'd call to an energy source would be this furnace over here.
NANI?!
Has anything changed yet? There's a Nanimon that keeps showing up now. Can we find the power switches in Norisum? That would be an energy source. Again, there was apparently a bathroom right in front of me. And I did not see it, I was just kind of mashing. I mean, occasionally pressing Digi attack. And I'm starting to think that the game is doing that on purpose. Like, if you press Digi attack at all, it's a small chance to spawn bathroom in front of you to attack him. To give you the impression that it's being always around. And just coincidentally pressed Digi attack at the right time. The game could be gaslighting you. search any discrepancies. Does that mean doing anything other than just attacking the Belphemon? Oh, this did not have a chill doors before. But now I don't recall which I was entering. I think it was this one. Nope, should be the other one then. So it has to be this door. Belphemon is getting so much better treatment than all of the other demon lords so far. Like Beelzebub, Lilithmon, and Levion, they all just kinda show up. Belphemon gets all this.
ランプランクスランプランクス
Terrible start for Mitchell.
頼んだ。クラスアーツ発射。
Oh, and because I got split out off from ignoring Digimon, I don't have him on my party now. Just to make this even harder. Oh, it was a fake out. I mean, the sleeping form already felt strong enough. He said he won't fight, but he's still standing there. Yeah, I was about to say I wish I see the code of this. Because I would argue that Rage mode is not even objectively better than Sleepy mode. As I pointed out before, Rage is oriented to physical attacks and Sleep to magical ones. So he really should work just like Lanamon and Kamaramon. Also, I need to heal Willis.
大丈夫、ありがとう。
マイエクリプスフィンガーランプランクス
He actually feels a bit weaker than when he started out as this limpy form. He can't even one-shot tailors, which feels like every other Digimon has been able to do.
大丈夫。
カリドーンアルクス
Oh, he's weak twice.
待たせたな
Yeah, for a second I thought the Digimon had evolved into a Merukimon.
尋常ならざる巨大なエネルギーでここを検知することができたのだがまさか七大魔王だったとはしかし所詮は作り物こうしてここを出るぞ
It's a fake. What would the real Buffmon come up with?
アンブレンスやるぜアンブレンス
頼んだ。
せ
The fastest of the Olympus Star Fox, fashionably late. Good point.
究極天神放流剣マイカリドーンアルクス
準備完了。
サウザンドフィスト何者かは知らぬがそこの者見ておらずに加勢せよやるわけねえだろあんな化け物には勝てっこねえよ
You would be surprised by how much HP you actually have.
俺がやる気に
It's
なる
like
のは
infinite.
母ちゃんにぶたれた時だけだからなギフトオブダークでやるぜギフトオブダークで
He only moved from Mama's max upside the head. Do we have to get Shelby or Ilias to punch him? Unfortunately, they're both knocked out.
頼む。行け。
感謝すおおガルルキャノンはあ究極天神放流剣おおカリドーンアルクスサウザンドフィストアンブレンス
Still, I didn't have to bring up one of my healers.
おおガルルキャノン
頼んだ。行くよ。ラブユ
でも母ちゃん
Oh,
の一撃に似てやがる
so it was kinda what I thought I had to do.
ああわかったわかった俺もやってやるよ何
Lost motivation.
俺の攻撃が効いたおうでかしたぞ何者かわからぬものよよし俺に任せろ何
Oh, it gets him to skip his turn. Nice.
頼む。
そこだ おおガルルキャノン サウザンドフィスト
I wonder if any healing skill or item does it, or if it has to come from a specific Digimon.
クロエルースレスチャージ
Bro, start up again. Nice. Maybe I should try having Elias and Shelby up at the same time, because Elias can focus on attacking. Because their light attacks will deal a lot more damage. But I I'd have them both alive at the same time. These two are actually like the Mechanoram from Dragon Quest now. They do one thing, die, need to be revived, then repeat the cycle. Although later I played on the Android Dragon Quest Monsters games, and in that one I made another Mechanoram who performed a lot better, as I think, like it survived a lot longer. But the only in the Dark Prince still work in its own weird way. More levels, I'd say that the Android game has more like more ways you can make a good tank. Because in that one you can actually change one of the passives in your monsters. The Dark Prince doesn't let you do that. So I could, for example, and this is actually what I did, I think. I gave him the same passive that a Diamond Slime has. And the Diamond Slime is like the strongest variant of the Metal Slime. And it has a passive that gives it its signature super high defense. At the cost that how its moves cost a lot more to use. So I gave that to the Mechanoram. And it effectively works like a Metal Slime now. Surprisingly, actually yes. And swing we skipped like half of Belphamo's turns.
ここはアカシックレコードが生み出した不明瞭な空間。ユノモンの回廊に細工をされて、お前は迷い込んだ。さあ、仲間が待っているぞ。ここから早く出よう。お、
ひょっとして出られるのか？
何者かわからぬ者もついてくるがいい。ついでにここから出してやろう。
ついでかよ。まあいいか。
行くぞ。
I'll just cut a rift. And is that Chronomo over there? Circling around the Akashic records. Wait, so they are... The Akashic records are a physical place? I'm just now finding this out. Ready for the final battle. If Seresmo is the only member that did not have the spotlight yet, we should be pretty close to the end.
待って、愛嬌も。さっき自分が何とかするって言っていたけど、あれはどういう意味なの？なんかすごく心配。
時の力を持つ者同士の戦いは世界の形をおかしくしちゃう。だから誰かが後始末をしなきゃ。
後始末。
Also, I was not counting how many of the Demon Lords you already beat. Was Belphemon the last of them? I can look at the wiki page so I don't spoil myself as to what's actually ahead in the game. Like, as opposed to looking at the walkthrough. Yes, we did fight out the Demon Lords already. Except for Ogodamon, who is not in this game. That went by... It felt faster than I anticipated. Final battle now in the stream is close to ending. So I have to think about this because once again I wasn't ready for the game to end now, and this might be another fake out. But I'm inclined to leave this for next week's stream. Because even if this is actually the final battle and I beat Chrono in my first attempt, I'm sure there's still going to be a lot of cutscenes and stuff that will really stretch out to the runtime. Which is why I don't think I'll tackle it right at the end of the stream now. But we have side quests, so you can still do something else to fill the time. I can resume that sequence of finding the Royal Knights. Lots of cutscenes, and then see what you unlock in the post-game. There is still quite a bit left. At least one more full stream, possibly two. And I'm still not sure my party is up to speed for the final boss. It's been on enough, but I have struggled a bit with some of the more recent bosses. No matter what I say, I always end up with the wrong order. Is he struggling to operate those ordering machines you have at ramen shops? Because I was seeing a documentary of someone traveling through that Japan, they had this exact problem. And yeah, I've been relying way too much on revives. If the final boss has a lot of powerful AoE attacks, and I'm sure he's gonna have, then even those probably won't be enough. Right way of ordering. I do like ramen with some garlic added. Jasmine has good taste. Now I need to distinguish which of those are related to the Royal Knights. And it's odd that that one actually looks skeletal from the shape of his chest. But maybe that's why he can eat so much, because the food goes nowhere. It comes right back out. Strange cosplayer. Alright, phase electron life form is just a fancy term for Digimon. Actually, I'm a Digimon. Oh, he isn't acting like a cosplayer and showing off. He's trying to be taken seriously. Why are you laughing? No pictures? Is the art of chivalry dead among this crowd? You are like over a millennia too late. Actually, a Digimon game taking place on like the feudal period could be very interesting. There was a Pokemon spin-off like that and I never beat it, but I really like the idea. Before I do that, I want to swap to my virus squad because I haven't seen too much action testing. And I recently made it this Kanatmon. Once again, I see that I can't see the enemy because you're so large in front of me. At least I probably want to get hit by any stray projectiles. Magic reflects already. Alice is out other than for healing. Until then, let's check out the Galtimon Crimson mod. Nice. Oh, this is magic. Yuki has been flipping between magic and physical, so I forgot. I also need to teach Acid a different element of physical attack. The citrus damage is pretty good, no? I hadn't even paid attention to his psych, but yeah, it happens to be data. Just coincidence that I happen to choose my virus squad. I wonder if I can finish him off if I blow off the Devastator's SP, no? I did not know if you'll believe it. Nice. What do you mean you can't handle this one alone? He has a weak color called Gigadramon and was literally slapping them away when he was defending Apulomon in the Dianamon before. At least they recover Devastator's SP. I wonder if it's strong to dark. I want to use Alice at least a little. But before I switch out Devastator, I can use his super attack again.
ゲバルトシュベルマ
やるよライトニングショー。
クソクロバビス
Only in the next turn I can switch him out.
やるぜユキターブダークで
準備完了。
マイブレスオブワイバーンゼブのサイドアタック
やるよライトニングショー。
I think there's the same place where we fought the Greymon boss in the early game before. And is it not nice that whoever plotted the city thought of adding a dedicated boss arena space?
クソクロバビス
頼む。クラッチアーツ発射。
カシャ
行くよファントムペイン。
ユキターブダークで
ファントムペイン。
I thought to bike break could confuse him or something like that.
ライトニング
So he's immune to at least some stars effects, not all of them.
クソクロバビスブのサイドアタックレメ
Yeah, it's weird that this happens twice in one stream. Maybe I was underestimating poison. Like, if you really need to, you could do poison a boss and just have your team stall and keep defending. Until he falls over. There is another side quest popping up, but for today, this is it. I'll just find somebody to raid. So next week might be the last week I stream Digimon. Still not sure how much game there is left and how much I'll stick around after it's over. But in any case, thanks a lot for both of you and thanks for everybody who tuned in. And I'll be ending now, so have a good night.